everybody. Welcome to Infused Confused. I'm Princess P. As you can tell by my voice is not normal tonight, so I'm actually keeping the show really short. I'm only doing 2 segments, Ask Princess P and Grow With Us. I see some people already in the chat online, so hi John, I see you. So I'm going to go through some of the questions that people asked me beforehand. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave them in the chat. If you're in the audience, just say something out loud and I'll answer you. Is there an easy way to tell the difference between an indica and a sativa? So, yes and no. Yes and no. So, if you're like a grower and you're looking at like the plant structure, typically yes, but every now and then, like especially with so many hybrids, sometimes a strain that's more indica dominant can still have more sativa-like features, like in the leaves or bud structure. So that's really the only issue. Most people that grow can like generally look at a plant and like that's growing and tell you what it is probably dominant in. When you're actually consuming, the standard way that people think of it is that a sativa gives you energy, an indica gives you more sedative feeling. That's generally true, but it's not always true. So, for example, green crack is a pure sativa, but it typically is really high in myrcene levels, which is a terpene. That particular terpene has a lot of sedentary effects, makes you tired. So even though green crack is a sativa, and a lot of people will say that it gives them energy, if you consume even like the slightest amount more, then you're probably going to get more of an indica-like effect. And the reason is because myrcene allows your brain to absorb, or allows your CB1 and CB2 receptors to receive more THC, which is what makes you feel tired. So that's kind of the long answer. The short standard answer would be that a sativa gives you energy and an indica makes you feel more relaxed. But anyway. So this is a growing question. It's, does maturity and harvest time vary? And if so, why? Yes. It varies plant to plant. This is one of those sativa and indica things. Sativas tend to have longer flowering times. Indicas tend to have shorter flowering times. So, and all of that just has to do with how long that particular strain takes to finish. So that's really like, specific to the strain. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. And then the other one was like, what are the names of the first indica, sativa, and hybrid? I'm sure that like there's probably something online that could give you like, I actually don't know off the top of my head, but I will say that it probably is very hard for them to know the very first strain, because we know that like the landrace strains are like the like original cannabis strains, but I'm not sure that we've like reached the point of I could be totally wrong, so I am in no way speaking as an expert right now, but I don't think we've reached the research to know specifically which landrace was first. I could be wrong. Does anybody in here know? I don't think so. Like, I don't think that they know exactly which land races were first, but
It starts with an M. I can't remember. I heard it one time before. Sesame? Sesame?
possibly, like, I would definitely say this is a Googleable question. But I do know that like but there's also like all this cool research that comes out all the time. Like, we didn't know about like the ruderalis strands or whatever until not that long ago. And anyway, so yeah, there's still a lot of like new research coming out about cannabis. And so I would definitely say it's worth a Google, but yeah. Yep. So let's see. Let me open up. Hi, everybody that's watching online. I want to give you all a wave, but I can't. I don't think. Yes, I can. Let me open these other questions. How long have I been growing? I've been growing for almost 4 years now. Yeah. 3.5, something like that. So, I'm kind of a baby grower in comparison to like some of the like people that are out west that have been doing this for like decades, But yeah, 3.5 years. I've done 60 as of this last week. I've done 68 harvest, 69 harvest. So yeah, I'm still a baby grower, but I've had like a pretty good amount of experience. Let's see. Anybody in the audience have any questions? Hmm? Anything.
What do you feel you grow the best?
What do I feel like grow the best?
What strengths do you identify hybrid?
So I just had really good luck with this gelato that, and that's a hybrid. I've had really good, like 9 pounds done really well, and that's an indica. I did really well with several of Mephisto's genetics for autos, and those are all hybrids, you know. I'd say probably I've gotten better yields. If we're talking, it depends on what we're talking about success, you know. So like yield wise, I'd say hybrids overall probably, and that's just from what I happen to have grown, like in my experience. Quality wise, that Mrs. Buttersworth was pretty dope. Came from Dank Boys, if you guys know Carlos. So yeah, that one was like probably one of the best reaction ones. Hi Ian and Jamie and everybody else that's in the chat online. Did I always know that I wanted to be in cannabis? No. No, that was never even the plan. I moved up here with I moved up here for cannabis, but not to work with cannabis in that way. That wasn't my main priority. So no, probably have the most experience with childcare. I've done lots of like childcare experience, but I also like wrote books. I have 5 published books. That's like another life that I lived before cannabis. Yeah, I've done all sorts of different fields. I did a YouTubing for a while. I used to do Twitch streaming. I've got like a whole wide variety of things that I've done, and cannabis was never ever on the like field of something that I thought I would be doing. But, you know, life is strange and leads us to many different places.
Have you found your best high yet?
Hmm?
Have you found your best high yet?
My best high yet. I don't know. The first time I did edibles might have been the best high of my life. Yeah, mostly just because I was really stupid about it, and I got paranoid driving back to Virginia because I lived in Richmond at the time, and came up and actually shout out to Unita from Sweet Sensations. Is that right? Anyway, but she. She used to make the most amazing edibles for me, and but I bought like 4 of these muffins, and they were all like 100 milligrams each. And now, mind you, I didn't know shit about what any of that meant. Okay, I was a brand new consumer, really. Like for medical, I didn't even other than like smoking weed randomly with friends throughout early adulthood. Like I was not like consumer. I never had a problem with it. It just wasn't like. It wasn't like a huge part of my life. But so I was primarily using for medical reasons. So I came up and I got these 4 muffins from Unita, and I had never had edibles before in my life. And I ate one, and then I got so high from the one that I got paranoid on the ride home that I was absolutely going to go to jail for these muffins that were in my car. And so I ate the rest of them. Yeah, so I think I was high for like 2 days. It was ridiculous. Like I woke up high the next day, was high the whole next day. It was ridiculous. I think I slept like 16 hours.
Did it mess with your stomach?
No, not at all. I mostly just like slept and I was just really stoned. I hung out in bed all day and watched movies. It was great.
It's a different type of high, though.
It is. It's definitely like there were definitely a few times where I was like had to remind myself that things were real, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like you start to almost like lose grip with reality when you've like overindulged in edibles. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost a like psychedelic feeling, but not to that level, but like almost. Yeah, almost. Like that start feeling that you get with shrooms. Yes. Yes. Which, though, speaking of, that's a fairly new thing for me that I'm like super into. Have other people in here like, okay, cool. Oh, I am like, no, it's absolutely like radically changed my life. Like I,
Phoenix one time I ate a whole tray five.
Wow. Well,
I need a middle meal.
depending on the potency of it, my first time doing it was three,
I
4 years
died in
ago.
yeah,
It's like one of my favorite things out there. I don't do any other drugs. I'm not a druggie. I don't think marijuana is a drug.
same.
I don't think shrooms is a drug.
Right.
It's natural.
Right.
They're both natural.
Right.
But there's a way to tap into something else in your brain when you're on that shit, and it's awesome.
No, it's amazing. Like I did it the first time over the summer, and mostly just because I had started to read so much research about its effects on like PTSD and seasonal depression and like all these other things. So I was like, all right, this is ridiculous. Like I'm a fucking herbalist, and have no reason to not be trying this. So I had my first experience, had absolutely amazing results, like with my overall mental health. Did it again 4 weeks later. Also, once again, had like really great results. And so that's kind of just my normal thing now is to consume them like once every 4 weeks. And like it's been amazing for me. So I can't like recommend trying it enough if like you've been on the fence. Like I get it because it's like can sound scary, but like it's not.
It's not. You have to be in the right frame of mind.
For sure. For sure. Like sometimes it can make you super emotional and stuff. But sometimes you need that. Like I feel like that sometimes you need that's what's happening. You're just releasing things that you need.
Depression too. So.
Right.
I have a follow-up question. Are you able, when you're on it or anything, are you able to tell yourself that it's just
Got some really
the effects of whatever you took? Because some people cannot.
Yeah, I am now. But like when I first started the shrooms, yes, because I was prepared for it. But like cannabis in the beginning, no, and that was part of my problem in the beginning was that I had a hard time knowing how to dose myself because I'd have a hard time. Right. Right. And so like I learned how to do that with cannabis, and so I just took the same thing into doing shrooms. But I will say the last time I decided that I was gonna full blown trip because prior to that I hadn't. Like I had just been doing like microdosing over like a 12-hour period. But I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna totally try to trip, and I'm like not gonna like out my journey partner with lest they say something themselves. But they wanted to do the same thing, and so like I took a way higher dose than normal, and I actually started like having actual hallucinations beyond just the like fun feeling, and I did have to like sit there and talk myself down that like no, this is just the shrooms. So did I hallucinate? Video is blurry. Oh yeah, video is blurry. I believe that is a Wi-Fi problem, probably. I apologize. It should clear up. Hello from the easternmost tip of North America. Hello, Ian. That person, lovely human, works for the, like, I think it's the world, if you're still watching, I think it's like the world's largest cultivation center. It's at least like Canada's. And it's like on its own, like fucking island and shit. Like, dude, super dope. He has like a merchandise store. Definitely look him up on Facebook or in Instagram. Super dope human. So, hardest new lesson to learn growing. That first failure really sucks, like so bad, and it makes you feel like you can't do it or whatever. So I would say like the hardest new lesson is like to keep going even after you fuck up, and that like sometimes people in the growing circles who I love, but sometimes they can be a bit overbearing and like think that everybody should be on the same level that they're on with growing, and in reality that's just not how it is. At one point they didn't know shit either, so like some of them are very good at being like humble. I'm just saying that sometimes in those circles we tend to like talk over people that are new and make it hard for them to understand. And so sometimes I think that can be really discouraging for new growers who are trying to learn, and like something is going to get fucked up. You know what I mean? And like when it does, if like you don't have a way to ask questions without feeling like somebody's going to like make fun of you or laugh at you or talk, you know what I'm saying? Like then it makes people not want to try. So I would say that like the hardest new lesson is like just keep going, and yeah, and just remember that everybody fucks up, and that it doesn't is no like reflection that you can't do it, because I used to kill fucking cactus. So trust me, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
I was telling him that, most individuals are just hybrids as well. So,
Yeah. Somebody else said I love the 9 pound. Can we bring that back? Yes, I have seedlings of that going right now. So yes, I'm gonna bring that back. I am going to get them sex tested like next week. I think I'm gonna try next week, and then I'll pull any males or whatever and go from there. But yes, it is coming back. So yeah, I'm glad that you like that. Very cool. Okay, so we are going to go to a quick break, and then the lovely Stoner Soul is going to join me for the Grow With Us segment. So be right back.
Man, drop that shit for these fuck niggas.
like a me. Go on my link, open the sink. Topping that work like a Roddy. Serving a new Maserati. In a brand new Maserati. That's a whole lot of new money. Session and hiding from 12. Moving the swells and them bills. Serving the Royals to Yale. Beating that China like Kuta Kinte. Whipping it, fishing for a kick. Fucking no syrup, I'm rolling them hair. Make myself a boss in the floor. Either way you put it, nigga, I'm good. Triple salute, nigga, straight out the hood. Baking soda, water splash on scale. My right and my pot and my left. Leaning all the way over to the side. I whip me a full way to a 9. The dirty, the money is homicide. In my recipe, can you tell me? Young nigga, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Baby, move that dope. Baby, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Baby, move that dope. Baby, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Baby, move that dope. Baby, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope. Baby, move that dope. Baby, move that dope. Young nigga, move that dope.
Young enough to still sell dope, but old enough that I knows better. When they saying it's 42 for that white powder, I knows better. Get it, nigga, I knows better. Put a smile on the devil's face. Who don't wanna sell dope forever and plus they rolling to the vessel break. Fish scale and a two door that I fish tail. Fiberglass, Ferrari leather.
Hey, everybody, welcome back.
Hey, hola and shit.
You weren't here before, so tell people who you are.
I am Stoner so well.
So,
What we doing?
got a couple. We're doing our Grow With Me segment. Where's the stuff for that?
Grow with me.
Yeah.
So we got
All right.
plants and pictures and shit.
And no attention.
He copy. Hey, Deezy. There you go.
There it goes. Okay. So we have a couple questions, but I figured we just give people a quick update. So this one is the lemon skunk. Those
That shit was fire.
Yeah, straight fire. I'm like super pissed that I didn't take clones.
Like,
I had
it was
clones.
little,
Long
though.
story. I don't have the genetics anymore. Is the point, and I'm super pissed about it. I remember I was talking mad shit about that plant too.
I mean, good things can only happen one time. I guess.
Literally was talking mad shit about these two dinky ass plants. I was like, I ain't keeping this shit. I didn't think I talked about it on the show.
And then
Like,
you-
I ain't
now
keeping
you
this
want
shit.
it? Now
Not
you
a
want
high
it.
producer. Look at this bud structure. Fuck this plant.
Now you ever talking shit?
Look at this beautiful shit.
Stop talking shit.
And it was great. Straight fire. It was beautiful. Lovely hybrid. Good like indica or sativa-y
Nah,
feels,
sativa.
but definitely had the like mellow body high there too. Because you liked it, and you don't even really usually like the sativa.
I don't like
yours.
sativa. I like that sativa though.
It was lovely. So yeah, we had that one, and then there was another one that we harvested.
That there is the land race Burbies. That's a sativa. Like from
Fucking beautiful. Look at that beautiful shit.
the size of the plant like was like extra respectful. Like it's cool. I wonder if it can grow differently in different like mediums and shit like that. So if you hydro grow it, will it grow bigger than what I had? I don't know. Let me try it. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's a super like interesting plant for sure. Like it was beautiful, beautiful red hair. I'd actually never had a landrace strain in the grow before, so like I was super fascinated by it.
That right there is gonna be one of my signature strains. So every time that drop, you know what I'm saying, I'll let you know. I got you.
Yep, and you can follow both of us on Instagram, Princess PDC and Stoner Soul 202. So
Hey,
yep,
follow
you
me,
can do
follow
that.
me, follow me, follow me. Stalk me. Come get me.
So we got a couple questions.
What
So
they
I'm
want?
gonna- Okay, so best advice for growing somewhere on the DL, preferably indoors, like a closet.
Make sure your folks don't find out. Best advice I can give you, which will be tell you. Like go to Home Depot, you know what I'm saying? Go get some CFL lights. Go ahead and get 2 or 3 of those, depending on the size of your closet. Go grab 2. Go get a fan or whatever. Go get your dirt, your seeds. Go ahead and drop them.
Splitter for the bulbs.
The splitter for the 2 bulbs or whatever. So you have 4 bulbs and 2 lights. Feel me? So you drop those in there. Go ahead and throw some aluminum foil in your closet or some what's that the what is it called? Mylar. The Mylar. Throw some Mylar in your closet. You should be alright in about 8 to 11 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the easiest way to do is just to start in a closet grow. For growing on the D, so I understand what you mean by growing somewhere on the DL. So my first grow was on the DL, and it was in a closet with some CFL bulbs. But I actually pretty quickly upgraded that grow. So it started in a
Alright, so-
closet. It ended with a tent also in the same room. So yeah, but
See, like, okay, so New York, right? Infamous for super small apartments.
Right.
So I'm trying to grow in an apartment the size of a shoebox and keep the smell down and keep the neighbors out my
Right.
business and not have my kid go, Daddy, what's that? So
I was in,
it was
yeah,
fun.
I lived in Richmond. I had a pretty big house, which was dope, but it was like a shared, like the house was like split into apartments. So I had like the whole downstairs, which was dope because it was like this huge ass space, but it meant I had 2 upstairs apartments. And then I also had like 2 fucking roommates at the time, who I obviously didn't want them to know what I was doing in that bedroom. So, yeah, I got a hospital grade air purifier, and before I could afford like a CO2 setup,
A hospital grade air purifier.
yeah, I got it like from a medical supply thing. Anyway, I ended up getting it like dirt cheap is the point, but it did a pretty good job for me of like smells. I'm trying to think what else for like first grow. On the don't tell anyone. That's really like
don't
that's
tell
my
nobody.
best.
You ain't
Like
got
you
no-
asked this question on Facebook, cool. Don't do that anymore. Like you know what I mean? Like don't indicate that you're like doing it somewhere that you're not supposed to. So that sounds obvious, but like I can't tell you how
then
many people I
like,
see in these chats and
are you
groups and
going
shit.
indoors
Straight
or outdoors?
geotag their stuff and point pictures of their grow. Please don't do that.
Why not?
Like just don't.
Why?
What?
Why?
Because you make it a lot hard. That's why, like, we have problems on Facebook and all these other social media outlets because people do blatantly illegal shit, and then it makes it harder for the rest of us. I don't give a shit that you're doing illegal shit, but like, you don't need to necessarily post it on an already, what's the word? Like they are like Facebook is already problematic. You know what I'm saying for
They
like
already watch it.
cannabis. You know what I mean? So like, don't make it harder. At least for the bare minimum, turn off your geotags or like something. Use a private browser. Anything.
Try.
Don't, you know what I'm saying? Common sense. General product types or steps to spend the extra dollar on versus not spending too much on other stuff.
What you mean, like feeding your plant, like other stuff? When you say other stuff, spend seeds. Like you could spend less money on some okay seeds. You could spend more money on very exotic seeds.
Yeah,
What
I'd
are
say
you saying?
genetics is definitely one that you don't. I mean, if you're in with like a grower who has a really cool strain that you want to get, then sure. But I would say that like if you have a very specific growing need, like or you're trying to really like cultivate something, like money is not really it's not so much about money as much as don't skimp on quality because of money. Like I guess is what I'm saying for genetics for sure. Because there's a lot of stuff you can get like free seeds for that like was just something that like somebody happened to have a male plant in their tent and just kept it going and then gave out the seeds and they don't know anything about it and you have no idea what the effects are going to be. It's never even been run through. Like, you know, yeah, you can get it for free and it may be cool. And that's what I always hear people say. Well, what if it's not? Well, that's cool and I love experimenting and like doing new shit. But also you don't want to like, if you're limited by plant count and following that guideline, you don't want to waste one of your like 3 to 6 plants depending on like, you know, your situation on like a strain that may not even do anything. Then you just what if it's hemp? Like so then you've grown some like no THC, probably not even good CBD qualities like flower for nothing.
Nah, but see, I'm on their side with the what if it's not, because what if you drop it in there and it's some awesome, great, I don't know, bubblegum smelling, wonderful bud. Like
I mean, I think that it depends, but if you're asking a question about cost, the thing is that the resources that you're having to put in to do that and to really like grow something through. Like I'm all about pheno hunting.
so-
We are pheno hunting right now, actually, through with 9 Pound and a couple others.
What, the land race?
The alien tarantula.
Yeah, alien sour apple.
Yeah. So like we're pheno hunting right now, but like if you're concerned about cost, it costs to produce that flower. So if you're wasting your resources to produce something that's not going to do anything, then you've just wasted resources for nothing. So like I said, everybody fucks up, everybody fails, but you got to like learn from that and do better. You know what I'm saying? And so like I would like be so I'd say genetics are just one that you don't want to skimp on. Like
I say
overall.
lights. Like, don't skip on your
When
lights.
you've been
Like,
doing it for a
if you-
while, then maybe like, and you are able to like have the resources to really take the time to do a like side project like that, sure. But like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're first starting out, all that shit's so expensive to start out. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you really
So,
set up like a big grow, you know?
not a big grow. Like, say a closet, you can go get a like.
I mean, like the basic
Go get
stuff,
an
but
LED
if you
light.
want to really like produce, you're probably going to spend anywhere from like 150 to 250 for like a basic, hardly
What's
anything
that?
extra setup. But realistically, if you want to start talking about ventilation and CO2 and
See,
you know,
talking
building a
about that,
bed
yeah.
maybe or getting custom lighting or whatever, like all
big-ass
those things
grow.
cost.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And so, like, you don't want to waste those resources that you spent, you know what I'm saying, on something that's not. So I'd say genetics. Extra dollar on
Lights.
lights, yeah. I
do
mean, there's some pretty cheap, shitty lights you can start with and then, like, upgrade from there. But I think that if you're really, like, wanting to
But-
be serious, don't skimp on your lights, for sure.
I mean, because you're going to get a shitty light and you wasting money because all you're going to do is upgrade it anyway. Go shoot for the stars. Get a
Yeah.
dope light anyway.
I'm trying to think of anything else, but right now that's all I would definitely say.
Genetics and lights, yo.
Have I ever heard of Grobo? It supposedly works in closets.
What is grow, bro? Where do you find that?
Is that like one of those auto grow machines? I see those things, but like I don't.
That shit a novelty item.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I don't know any like. I'm trying like not to be judgy, like so you know what I mean. But I don't know anybody like in growing circles that really like promote them. So like, and in fact, most people have said that they're really shitty and don't like do what they're supposed to do or whatever. So like, I don't know. I have not personally tried
Bro,
one.
bro.
I'd say look for reviews online and see what the general consensus is of people on the internet.
I'm
but-
willing to try one. Somebody send me one. If you send me one, I'll
Right,
try for you.
right. If you have one and you think that it's like
do that.
so great, feel free to send it our way, and we will happily
Let me
test
see
it
it.
out.
If you let me
for
see
you.
it, I'll test it for you. Let
Right.
You know.
So let's see. It's a growing system, yeah, like one of those little like all-in-one like grow box things.
Let me borrow it real quick.
I mean, like I think they're nichey and cool, but like how much are you actually going to yield in that small of a space?
And you can only put what 1 to 6 plants in there.
I wouldn't say you could put more than one. Like that would be like really surprising to me. I think that like maybe if you didn't do them for very long. I mean, I guess, but like I don't know. I just really question
then,
the
like-
yield amounts and stuff. I don't
Do
know.
they come in different sizes?
See, now you're getting into stuff that I'd have to like look up.
I'm
I don't
just
know.
curious.
No experience, and I'm a little judgy about them right now. So, but I think that like maybe in
okay,
a
so,
few years we'll be in a place where like. But I think that like anytime you talk about the first generation of technology, you know what I mean? Like,
So like, okay, before I got really like into growing, right? I always wondered, could you grow weed in a refrigerator?
I mean, yeah, you could like make a like.
You could
There,
custom-
High Times used to post pictures of stuff like that. You remember that?
For real? No. That's
Okay,
why I asked.
has there
I was
anybody
wondering.
here who has been reading High Times magazine for a long time? Okay, remember how they used to put.
Hydroponic.
Like a grow machine that's the size of a refrigerator, but could you like?
No, there's like they would show you how to do cool shit like that, to do these like secret grows basically, and they would show you like DIYs of how to turn like an old refrigerator into like a
Into a grow
growing.
shit?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you could like put a light on top, and you could make like a little nichey thing. Again, it all comes down to like what are your goals with growing? Are your goals with growing to not have to do anything and to just have like bare minimum, and you don't really need a lot like yield wise, and maybe something like that'll work for you. But like if that's not the case, then it's probably not the best for you, because like I wouldn't want to go any periods of time without like not seeing the plants. You know what I mean? Any other questions? We're gonna get out of here in a second. My voice is done.
My puppy
Puppy
is
is
asleep.
asleep. We are
Puppy's
ready to
asleep.
go.
Right.
But yeah, if there is there any other questions in the audience? No? All right. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in this week. Be sure to tune in every Friday for the Stoner Hour from 8 to 9 and
Hey.
Infused and Confused from 9 to 10. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Kind of shit that I miss there. Look at the clues, the G's, the jewels, I'm missing among